Bad news, People magazine snubbed Meghan Markle after her lies were exposed. I have a very interesting post about the royals, H&M, and People magazine. We all know that People magazine is an American publication that is pretty neutral regarding the British royal family. They've published several articles that have been positive about Meghan and Harry. They've published things that are not so positive. They've published very positive stuff about the rest of the royal family, such as Catherine, the Queen, Princess Diana, etc. Meghan Markle herself has used this magazine to have friends and sources speak out on her behalf. One prime example is the 5 friends she authorized to speak to People magazine about the private letter she wrote to her father, Thomas Markle. Well, People magazine has now decided to make its own quarterly People Royal magazine. So basically, the entire magazine edition will be dedicated just to the royals and whichever royal they are featuring during that quarter. Their inaugural, which is very first edition, features Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, with a fantastic headline saying Kate the Great. Now, the second edition has come out for People Royal and is featuring Princess Diana. Also, the regular edition of People magazine is currently featuring Sarah Ferguson, with her even on the cover. Let's see who's missing from this lineup, shall we? Meghan Markle has told so many lies, manipulated so many people, that she now has zero credibility. So People magazine is no longer going to publish all of their mistruths, and they're not really going to be promoting them that much as far as I can tell. How do you guys think Meghans feels about the fact that she's an American whom thinks of herself as an American princess, with people fawning all over her and falling at her feet constantly? She has used People magazine as her mouthpiece numerous times, so I can only imagine the temper tantrum happening in Montecito. I'm thinking there's a bunch of foot stomping, throwing objects, item smashing, screaming, and possibly violence going on by the Duchess of Deceit. Remember the pictures of Harry with the horrible bite marks, bruising, and black eye? All because people passed her over. She doesn't really feature in the magazine, then I must say I'm relieved. Perhaps we won't have to see them in the press anymore, and if they do lose their titles, then they can drift off into obscurity. I think she feels she should have been the first one featured, not Kate, and I'm sure she's also very mad that the second edition was about Diana, and then on top of that, the regular People magazine is about Fergie. There's very little mention of Meghan in these People and People Royal magazines. All her lies, manipulation, and deceit are coming to a head, and people have woken up and realized they're nothing but a bunch of liars. And if you keep publishing their falsehoods, something's going to happen to you. I just think there are a lot of people trying to wash their hands of them. I, for one, am thrilled that the first edition featured Catherine, as I am personally glad to see her as the future of the monarchy, with William, of course. Indeed, I know that, unfortunately, what I was saying, I don't feel that they're going to have feature-like pieces. Probably some bylines and such, as like it or not, they are a part of the royal family. I just want unbiased publications, and I think people are starting to maybe question and doubt some of her PR people's statements. So maybe they're not publishing them as much. I mean, that interview did a heck of a job to her reputation. I wouldn't put out statements by her unless they were verified through multiple sources, because you just don't know with her. When she started the rumor about William having an affair, the British Vogue writer with whom the piece was written was her friend and thought it was fact. When she was investigated further, she issued an apology because she realized that Meghan was using her just to try to hurt them. I also am not forgetting that as long as People magazine is hiding Meghan's truths in the small print, I will not support their magazines no matter who they put on their front cover. Also, I want to see some good investigative journalism over all the Sussex charities. Let's see People magazine put the misappropriation of 95% of the donations on their front cover. Then, and only then, will I purchase their magazine. As far as coverage of the royal family, like it or not, they are a part of it, so they are going to be included. All I want is something unbiased. Don't give me these flowery pieces and don't give me these hatred pieces. Just simply have a regular article. But I don't think Meghan has the capacity to just be normal. She always has to be outlandish. Meanwhile, about Meghan Markle's idea of mentoring women to help them come back to work post-pandemic, it's just another attempt at front-page headlines from someone so desperate for attention and notoriety, despite pleading for privacy, and it's just another thing in a long list of things that Meghan talks about. The idea isn't hers. In fact, it's been done many times. I fail to see how 40 minutes of mentoring is going to empower a woman to get back into the workforce. Women, or anyone for that matter, don't need mentoring as a resource. They need action and something more tangible as an offer to work. Many people are intelligent enough to use workplace advertisements, job seeker tools for looking and for employment. I find it hard to believe that anyone would turn to a celebrity with the glib words of encouragement and not much else to offer. So like everything that Meghan does, it's not just her idea. It's just her own way of bringing yet more attention to herself. Yet again, she has used someone else's idea, passed them off as her own, and gets brownie points for being so kind and humble. Here's where it gets fuzzy though. What are they actually doing to help these women? Nothing. They all talk and talk, but they do zilch. It's just another way for the elite to say, look how good I am. It's essentially virtue signaling, telling the masses that they need to donate their time, effort, and money in all of Meghan's honor. Can someone actually tell me what Meghan has ever done to deserve anyone honoring her? It's her birthday. She's not anyone special. So what's the big show about? Why, like most people, can't she just accept a few birthday wishes, post a bouquet of flowers, and move the hell along? I'll tell you why. Meghan suffers from a sense of grandiosity, any opportunity to tell people what to do, how to act, and to appeal to the woke folk. Coming from Her Highness of Montecito, perched high upon her cream-colored throne, I see nothing but empty, vapid words and a poor attempt at humor, while humiliating her partner, clowning around in the background. Remember your roots, Harry? I just read she got 200 responses to her little birthday invite. That's it. And I would imagine that they were the sugars and the loveys who will do the same thing that she did. Post on social media to women everywhere to join the party, but not one of those 200 are going to give 40 minutes. Doesn't Meghan and her ilk realize that women aren't the only ones struggling during the pandemic? Many people are jobless. Why does it always have to center on a specific group? Why the division? Aren't we all human? Do we all need a little boost sometimes? Finally, notice the people who follow Meghan and take a good look at what they bring to the table. There you'll see that Meghan is surrounded by baiters, liberal people who believe in stoking division with all their alternative motives of their own. You'll soon see this amounts to nothing. It's just another something she can take credit for, but actually requires no work from her whatsoever. Word salad, virtue signaling crap.